So I'm going to piggyback on what you're saying, and I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, but I talk a little bit about this idea of being chosen in the book. And so my last relationship before John, well, my last long relationship before John, I knew that he would never leave. I knew without a shadow of a doubt he would never leave. Physically, he would never leave. Emotionally and mentally, that's a different story. Also an alcoholic, we struggled with a lot of stuff. But there was this pull that I had, this comfort that I had in knowing that he would never go anywhere, right? And I realized that was also a pattern of mine, was finding these people who, whether they were projects, whether they needed me, but if they needed me, then I knew that they wouldn't leave, right? And so I talk about how being chosen was really that's what lightning in a bottle meant to me. It was this instant feeling of this person. I mean, all of my relationships, it was like this immediate kind of like 2 weeks in, I'm in love with you, you're amazing, and my ego would be like, I know, it's great, I'm so wonderful. But then realizing, right, what that really was. It was this very codependent kind of enmeshed, very dysfunctional kind of dynamic. And I'm going to read that little part.
And so I'll leave after the seminar. No, I'm just kidding. Because of my ambivalence and because she didn't feel from me that I chose her, the magnet flipped. And so the first year of our relationship, it was very rocky. So with her, I didn't feel the lightning. And as I say that, I feel guilty because I don't want her to think that it's not that I'm not attracted to her. Of course, she's beautiful and I was very attracted to her, but I didn't feel the thing that I did when I was in my 20s and the thing that knocked my knee-high socks off and made me lose myself. And I think because we're both at a place where we swam past that. And so what we're left with is not dysfunction, but neutral soil. What we're left with is something healthy, and healthy sometimes is boring.
Yeah, it can be for sure.
And that's what's hard. Yeah, and I think for many people, and we'll kind of get into it later. Yeah, you can read that. Yeah. But the work is actually leaning into what might feel boring. Yeah.
Agreed. So I'm going to read this little part. I read it in our book club, so if you've heard it before, if you're in our book club, it's on Mondays. But okay, so I say, even though we finished off the Costa Rica trip at a small romantic hotel with some good food and hot sex, I wasn't fully present. I had so much brewing inside me that would carry over into the next few weeks of our relationship. When we got back to Los Angeles, I made a decision. I was going to break relationship patterns that no longer served me. I was no longer going to base my self-worth on whether or not the other person in the relationship, romantic or otherwise, was choosing me. I had spent my life contorting who I really was in order to be chosen, telling myself, don't rock the boat, say the right thing, don't say the wrong thing, be the cool girl who's not too needy, don't have any needs, period. Be sexual, make them want you, but not so sexual that they only want that. Be funny, but don't talk too much, don't be too much, always be on. Like what they like, give, but don't take. I was exhausted. I decided during that trip that it didn't matter who chose me if I didn't choose me. I wanted to be able to be myself, fully authentic in this relationship and in any relationships moving forward, but that was entirely on me. Maybe my knowing with John wasn't about him being my person. Maybe it was about the importance of him coming into my life so I could finally face myself and decide I was worth choosing. So when we got back from our Costa Rica trip, which we talk about in here, I was done. We were 4 months in, and I think we were 2 or 3 of these cycles in of him pushing, pulling. And I just said, I need a week. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to see you. I need some time. And I had really decided, when we came back together, I basically, to use what my mom would say, I basically told him, shit or get off the pot, right? Like I was like, you're either in this or you're not, but I don't feel safe in this dance that we're doing, right? I can't emotionally open up. I can't be vulnerable. I can't any of this when I constantly am like, are you in it? Are you not in it? Do you like me? Where are you at? And so that for me was a real aha moment, because I don't think I would have done that 2 relationships ago, 3 relationships, in my 20s, whatever you want to say. But it really was a real revelation for me that there was an opportunity in this to say, I choose me. Like, I know I'm fucking awesome. And It's not that I want you to have that, again, that like, oh my God, I love you, you're so amazing, which I was getting before. I wanted it to be genuine. And so I needed to choose me to get that. Is kind of what I realized.